And here we are, the WCTV Game of the Week. I'm Doug Capella, flanked by my guy, Paul Breece. We got a good one tonight, Paul. Brentwood visiting to Ravenwood High School for what's a showdown here. Battle of the Woods between Brentwood and Ravenwood. And just like that, kickoff is underway. It's going to go in the end zone. Brentwood coming in with a record of 3-1. Very close games, all 4 games for Brentwood High School this year, all, I believe, within a touchdown. Ravenwood took Oakland High School, perennial state power, to the ropes last week, Coach, losing by a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, if you could ask for 2 tougher opponents on the 2 losses of Ravenwood High School, Oakland perennial power, like you talked about, and NBA, Montgomery Bell Academy, a juggernaut in the private school district region, they didn't lose to just any teams.
And so just like that, Brentwood hands off out of the shotgun, and it's going to be a no gain on the play, bringing up 2nd and 10.
So on the Brentwood side of the ball, we're going to see starting quarterback Grant Nelson, basically 8 weeks into the program, right? Coach Clint Finch, the head coach of Brentwood High School, says, Nelson came on the scene and kind of won the job over. 6'1", 190. His running mate back here, Hamzi Nassar, the running back. Keep an eye on him, number 8.
So Nelson rolls out, hits number 13. That's going to be Matthew Manning, and that's going to be close. That is going to be a Brentwood first down. Yeah. So 2 names you will hear tonight often are Nassar and Manning. Nassar in the backfield and Manning the wide receiver.
So against Father Ryan, Manning had 11 catches for 156 yards and a touchdown against Father Ryan in a loss.
Here we go, Nelson operating out of the shotgun. 3 wide to the top side of the field, 1 down the bottom. Nassar in the backfield. That's going to be a quick pass dropped to the outside to number 17, and this is where we ran into it last time we did Brentwood. That's going to be Ryan Barrett, not Christian Finger. They have 2 17s, Coach.
2 17s. That's a good problem to have, I guess, if you're trying to maintain and continue to build a program.
Maintain confusion.
Absolutely.
So here we have 2nd and 10 on the 30. 3 wide to the top of the screen. Single backs Nassar. Nelson is going to roll out to that top side of the field. Pass is going to be complete for a short gain to number 6. That's going to be Mason Ball.
The one thing about the head coach and offensive coordinator Clint Finch, he's not going to put quarterback Grant Nelson into too many tough spots, right? Everything's a short passing game. Get a gain of 5, gain of 6, move the chains, keep moving down the field, and maintain that the Brentwood offense is on the field, and do not let quarterback Chris Parson for Ravenwood on the field.
The handoff goes to Nassar, and he's going to get a first down, gain of about 6 on the play.
And just like we said, Coach Finch not going to get anything fancy right here. He's just going to hand the ball right off to Nassar, and the O-line, who Coach Finch says may be one of the best groups that he's had on the front in quite a while. Even though he's only the 2nd year of head coach, he's been a long-time assistant at Brentwood High School.
So here we go, 2 wide to the bottom side of the field. It's going to be a handoff to Nassar. Looks for some room in the middle and finds some lane there and gets about 6 on the play. So Nassar paying dividends early on for the Bruins. And, Paul, you said that they're going to move their way methodically down the field. And a characteristic of a Brentwood Bruin high school football team is going to be discipline. In order to move it down 5, 6, 7 yards of play, they're going to avoid turnovers. They're going to avoid mistakes. And they have to be if they're going to want to overcome what's probably the favored Ravenwood high school football team this evening.
So Coach Finch probably going to his strength right here, trying to run it between the tackles and putting quarterback Nelson in much of a situation. But that's going to be a...
So Nelson to Ryan Barrett again. That's going to be a loss, and his helmet comes off. So again, I don't think that Nelson's thrown the ball longer than about 5 yards down the field, but as far as side to side, he's thrown 40 to 50 yards every play almost.
So a huge third down right here. And, you know, this is a situation, if we have to talk about it, if they come up short, fourth down, you're on the road. Do you let Ravenwood have the ball at midfield? I mean, I would think field position is probably the way to go if you're.
Well, and you're going to want to minimize possessions by this Raptor offense. And so, I mean, at the 50, it's questionable, but I wouldn't put it past the Brentwood staff to do that. And so it's going to be a screen underneath to number 6, who's got some room. He's going to have a first down, and he is ridden down hard by number 9 for the Raptors. That's going to be Tanner Shuck. Hit him and knocked his own helmet off. And so the pass goes to number 6, Mason Ball, the sophomore, and he's going to get a first down. But
well, slow developing play.
Well, anytime the quarterback has 3 people on his face immediately, that is a telltale sign, hopefully, of a screen pass.
Yeah.
And so they're going to add roughing the passer onto that play, which was a first down, so they're going to get 15 more. So Brentwood coach has got to be loving the first drive so far.
I mean, you set up the slip screen right there with the receiver. Nelson hung onto the ball as long as he could. Took a shot afterwards, which developed into a personal foul. Receiver took a big shot. You got a first down. We didn't even need to talk about the 4-down territory, and the Bruins are marching.
So here it is, 1st and 10 on the Raptor 29-yard line. Brentwood, again, just driving in bits and pieces down the field, but get a big gain out of that because of the personal foul. So we're going to be 3 wide out of the shotgun. Nelson takes the snap, hands it to Nassar, and Nassar is going to get gobbled up after about a yard by a host of Raptor defenders.
Well, I think Coach Will Hester has decided, hey, on first down, we're going to try to load the box up and see if we can outnumber them, right? And that time right there looked like it was maybe a slow developing running play right there, maybe kind of a slight version of an old school draw.
Well, and there was definitely a delay on the handoff there. And what Brentwood wants to avoid here on 2nd and long is 3rd and long. They've been getting yards, 4 and 5 yards a pop. But when you look at 8 or 9 yards, that's going to be a different story for this Raptor defense. Nelson hands off to Nassar again. Nassar has a bit of breathing room there, and he's going to get it down to about 3rd and 4, which is ideally what Brentwood probably wanted out of that play.
Yeah, I think Coach Finch is definitely comfortable with this 3rd and 4 right there. You see him in the what I call the Bruin blue shirt right there.
Well, and they look like they're going to be in the area to at least come away with points, whether it be a field goal or a touchdown. The ball is at about the 24-yard line. Not an easy kick for a high school field goal kicker if they get to 4th down, but we'll see if that comes. 3 wide to the top side of the field. Nelson takes the ball, hands it off to Nassar, and he is hit immediately. Number 9 on the hit for the Raptors. That is Tanner Shuck again. And, Coach, that's just a simple play of him following the trapping guard on that play. So Brentwood pulled a guard from one side to the other. Shuck just followed the lineman. And usually when you follow the lineman, he's going to lead you right into the hole. And in that case, it led Shuck right to the ball carrier.
Yeah, you're just going to see him go shoot the gap right there from the linebacker spot. Just complete the play, and now 4th down. And we're talking about
the kick is up. It looks good enough, long enough, barely. It's good, Coach.
36. No, check that 43-yard field goal.
43-yard kick for a high school kicker is not an easy task, but Brentwood strikes first here. And so, Coach, Brentwood's got to be at peace at least with that first drive to come away with some points.
Isaac Hayes, the place kicker right there. You know what they say before the game, the kickers come out and the coaches go to him and go, where do you feel comfortable at? I think Isaac Hayes said 44 because he barely squeaked that one over.
It may have rubbed the crossbar on the way over.
So
in any regard, we got 5 and some change left here in the first quarter.
Yeah,
Brentwood's up 3-0, and they took 6 minutes off the clock.
And I think that's exactly the game plan for Brentwood. Let's keep Chris Parson and the Ravenwood offense off the field. And you talked about it, taking up a whole quarter. It's fantastic.
Raptors returners have their feet on the 5-yard line. Kick is up. It's going to be returnable.
Whoa.
Both Raptor returners
they looked
at each other.
Yeah.
But the ball bounces into the end zone. That's going to be a touchback. Ball will come out to the 20, where the Raptors will take over on their own offensive drive. Raptors tonight, all in black. It's like color rush night here, Coach. Brentwood all in white. Raptors all in black.
All right, so we trot out here in the Ravenwood offense. Number 1, Chris Parson, number 1 in the books. He's going to be the guy to keep your eye on. How he goes is how the Raptors are going to roll.
Parsons last year commit to Florida State and decommitted. He's going to be down right there. Receiver makes the catch at the hash, but has his knee down when he catches it, so he's going to be down after a short gain.
And if you say, okay, who's the second guy we need to keep our eye on, right? That's definitely going to be the running back, Carter Pace, number 26.
So there goes Parson right now up the field. One man to beat, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds at about the 47-yard line. So right there, Coach, you see the legs that Parson has as he just jets upfield and makes it look effortless.
Yeah. The secondary right there with Jackson Lowe just couldn't make him right here. Just being able to hang on to that ball at the last second and pull it out.
And so I would imagine if you asked young Chris Parsons who he patterned his game after, if he was in the NFL, he's reminiscent of Kyler Murray. Parsons in deep shotgun. Looked like a designed run, and it is. Parsons is out to the sideline, and good open field tackle by number 7, Adam Fontasia.
Yeah. Fontasia, who was basically scheduled to be the starting quarterback. Coach Finch said, you know what, he is a fantastic DB, and hence the nice open field tackle right there.
No small task on a quarterback
D1
that can move. Fake motion. Handoff's going to be up the middle, and Brentwood stacks it up. And so we have Ravenwood here, Coach, looking at 3rd and long at the 47-yard line. Call it the 48. So we're going to have 3rd and a long 8 here. And this could be decision time for the Raptors, depending on what happens here.
Yep. Coach Will Hester in his second stint here at Ravenwood High School, second year of the second stint. Quick pass
to the bottom side of the field. Number 7 is going to be ridden out of bounds at the Bruin 49. So here we have 4th and what looks to be about 6. Coach, a long time ago, before we had things like huddle technology, Will Hester was the coach at Laverne High School.
That's right.
And led them to their last playoff appearance, I believe.
No.
Raptors are going to go for it here. Ball's at the 50. Parsons
wide open.
Has a wide open receiver. Oh, close. But they're going to be marked right at the yard mark to gain. And that is going to be,
well,
it could be a measurement. I don't know.
Listen, I don't know.
Oh, they're bringing the chains, and Raptors are on the ball here, going with some tempo. Not allowing Brentwood to sub on defense. Parsons brings motion to the backfield, out of the shotgun.
Yeah, definitely had a false start. And Ravenwood's going to catch. Ravenwood's going to catch a break because the left tackle moved way early on that play. But
in any regard, it's going to be a completed pass to number 7, Colton Pace, senior. So again, Raptors with up-tempo offense here, lining up on the ball out of the shotgun. Parsons is going to operate out a single back set, scanning the field, looking down, looking for the long ball. Has a man wide open and just misses him at the 10-yard line. Ball bounces at his feet. Parsons could have had 6 there. And so now we're looking at 3rd and a yard.
Talk about time. I mean, Chris Parsons, the pocket was protected perfectly.
He definitely had time to scan downfield.
Yeah.
I think Brentwood's not bringing pressure. I believe that's purposeful, Coach.
Well, yeah, they do not want to flush him out of the pocket.
They're probably gonna spy him, as they should. And here we have motion. He ran back before he ran up, but he's gonna have the first down, it looks like. So Cartua Chapman does a jet sweep motion, takes the ball, and gets just enough for a Ravenwood first down. But, Coach, they've been living dangerously here. Lots of third down conversions. They had to convert on fourth down, right on the ball. Parsons sends.
Oh, and the hard count. They got nothing.
Did not touch the defender, did not make them jump. So this is just going to be 1st and 10. Parsons out of the shotgun, single back set, 4 wide. And there's some laundry on the field. False start. Hester's got to be thinking, where were you 30 seconds ago?
Yeah, he was like, wait a minute now. They jumped earlier. You kept it in your pocket. Now he's like,
well, that may be a makeup call for the
that may be
the 1-2 plays ago. So here we have the first penalty of the night. It's going to be a false start, or second penalty. Roughing the passer earlier. So 1st and 15 for the Raptors. It's going to be a run-pass option. Parson fakes to his right, goes to his left, and he is going to be tackled. He's still on his feet, dragging what looks to be the entire Brentwood team, save for number 72, who walks casually over to the pile of human beings on the floor.
Well, that right there was just Chris Parson and Chris Parson alone. He was going to be tackled for a loss.
They had him, and he had about 3 Brentwood Bruin defenders on him when he rolled out to his right, immediately spun, rolled left, and got 3 yards out of what looked like a loss of 2. Or he got 7 yards, correction, because it was a false start penalty. So here we have 2nd and about 7. Parsons hands off up the middle. Carriers down about 3 yards short of the first at the 27-yard line. So we're going to have another third down situation here for the Raptors. You got to wonder, Coach, if this is just 4-down territory.
Yeah, I think so.
For Hester, or if he elects to kick. So we have 3rd and a long 3. Parsons out of the shotgun. That time they got him. Neutral zone infraction there, number 62. Ruger humbly was offside.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Coach Hester may have verbally said to the side judge over here, say, listen, we'll give you the first one, maybe the second one. But
well, and here
I
mentioned the discipline of the Bruins team, and they've jumped twice now. Quick pass, middle of the field. The Raptor receiver has it to the 10-yard line. That's going to be, waiting for a number here, looks like number, it's hard to read these numbers with the black uniforms, number 8. It's going to be Ben Hubbard.
The hard thing right here is to see Chris Parson. Is he going to run? He's going to hand it off. Wait a minute. He just pulled it out. Now he's throwing it, and they're like a step behind.
So here we have RPO again, and this is going to be touchdown Ravenwood. So they ran jet motion there, fake motion, gave it to the tailback. That was going to be, I'm waiting for a number here. 26. Carter Pace.
Yeah.
Probably not as easy as the Raptors would have liked on that drive. They had to convert on 4th down. They used a penalty to get a first down. But in any regard, the end result's the same. 8 seconds left here in the first quarter. The home team, Ravenwood Raptors, lead the Brentwood Bruins 7-3 on what is the WCTV Game of the Week.
Well, Pace just got, some blocking. The Bruins, they were on the field now. Defensively, they were on the field for almost half the quarter right there on the nice drive.
Almost an evenly timed drive.
Yeah.
It's just Ravenwood was able to come away with a touchdown, and Brentwood settled for a field goal. I'm going to go ahead and say that Ravenwood probably has a few more compliments to their arsenal than Brentwood does here. So Brentwood's going to want to continue to methodically drive down the field and eat the clock.
Well, there's probably not a home run threat is probably how we would probably describe it.
Kick is up.
Oh, my. It's going to be close.
And that is going to go out of bounds. I feel like we have one of those a week, Coach.
Yeah, I tell you what. Last week, no offense, Liberty Creek, But this is such a
Liberty Creek's a new program.
New program, right? If you missed last week's WCTV Game of the Week, Liberty Creek had to come to Knowlesville 56-3-0.
I think they scored a touchdown at the end. It might have been 56-10.
Okay.
Well, and I think where you're going is Brentwood and Ravenwood are more than likely going to have very high-level kickers on their teams.
Well, not only that, just the high-level intensity, the mutual love for both teams. The student body loves each other.
Yeah.
You know.
Brentwood's going to open up in a bunch formation, 3 wide to the top, and they're going to hand it off to Nassar, who Nassar coach has been getting 4 and 5 yards a pop and had one run that looked like it was about 10 or 11 yards. And so Brentwood would take that all night.
That's going to wrap up the first quarter, Doug.
So just like that, 1 quarter in the books on your WCTV Game of the Week. Ravenwood 7, Brentwood 3.
Well, last season, you know, the Battle of the Woods was at Brentwood High, and the Raptors came out ahead 21-16, which included Chris Parson going 13 for 20 in the air for 134 and an 8-yard touchdown pass to Blake Irvin.
You know, the last time we had the Game of the Week here, Coach, not at Ravenwood, but with Brentwood.
Yeah.
I'm very thankful for the clear skies tonight, because when I say that lightning cracked about 2 feet, you almost didn't have me here, Coach. It set the fire alarm off at Summit High School, and there was 4 rain delays that night. Brentwood was the eventual winner over Summit, 21-0, but we had to endure that night. It was not an enjoyable evening.
Well, here's an interesting thing. If we're talking about region standings, right, Region 7, 6A, you know, I watched the coaches show on WCTV, and one of the things that Coach Finch and Coach Hester brought up was finishing first or second is the optimal thing. If you finish third or fourth, you have to take that first-round trip down to Memphis. And that's
which nobody wants to do.
Nobody wants to do.
Brentwood's going to be in 3 wide, single back set. Quarterback's looking around. Grant Nelson, mobile, makes some defenders miss, still on his feet, but he just ran out of room there, Coach. Grant Nelson trying to one-up Mr. Parsons there and just couldn't make it as Ravenwood closed the pocket. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 11, which is not ideal for Brentwood. Be interesting to see if we have a hard count here on 3rd down to try to get some of that yardage back. Brentwood taking their time. You're going to have a 4 wide single back set here out of the shotgun. Nassar in motion. Nelson back. He's going to take off running. He's going to cut inside, and he's going to be close, Coach.
Well,
he is going to be close.
Probably because he was on the Bruins sideline when he got tackled. I'm sure they're going to spot it as a first down. There's a lot of peer pressure over there.
So they're signaled first down. So Nelson uses his wheels. Will look to be a play where the receivers just flushed out all of the defenders, and he took off running. So first down at the Bruin 45. Unfortunately for Brentwood, though, Coach, it stopped the clock. 2 back set, shotgun, 2 wide to the bottom side of the field. Nelson hands to Nassar. Nassar is going to be bottled up, but still driving his feet. Coach, the backs on both sides running hard tonight, keeping the legs churning to get every extra yard. You can tell that this is the Battle of the Woods.
Well, we probably need to give credit where credit was due. I think that was Jackson Lowe, number 2 that time.
Jackson Lowe, correction. And he's a big 6'2", 185. He's not a small running back.
Keep your eye out offensively for number 3 for the Bruins. Daniel Cochran, 6'7", 200. He's flanked out to the top of your screen.
3 wide, 2 back set out of the shotgun. Nelson sends his back in motion. This is going to be designed quarterback run, and you said keep your eye on their big fella outside, and he was doing some perimeter blocking there,
I saw
Coach.
that, yeah. I mean, yeah, why not? You got 6'7", 200. And he's a fantastic basketball player for the Bruins basketball team.
We would hope so, Coach. At 6'7", if you're not playing basketball, then you're I don't know what you're doing.
Well, we got unfortunately, we got a penalty. It probably was on Cochran for the crackback. Or maybe the holding. There we go. Maybe not.
So that's gonna hurt, as it's gonna make it 2nd and 16. This is gonna mess the mojo up of the methodical drive. So they're gonna have to get a chunk play here. They don't have to get it all back here, but they're gonna have to get at least half of this back to get into a manageable 3rd down. Nelson takes a snap, rolls out to the bottom side of the field. He's gonna throw to a wide open number 13. That was a rough tackle, and I'm surprised we don't have a penalty there. That was Matthew Manning, as we mentioned earlier. And, Coach, they got a little more than half of that back, and where Manning was clotheslined by the Ravenwood defender. So we're going to have 3rd and 7 here at the Bruin 48-yard line.
Well, what I've seen is the Bruins receivers are not scared of the tough catches.
No, that was a great catch. And the last time they got down here, I don't know that they were going to hesitate to go for it. And again, they already have almost 3 minutes off the clock here in the 2nd quarter. Out of the shotgun, 4 wide, single back set. Nelson takes the snap, and here we have another penalty.
Nope. Delay of game.
Delay of game on Brentwood.
Wow.
These are drive killers here, Coach. On 3rd and what potentially was a manageable 7 is now 3rd and 12.
You know, you talk about timeouts in the first half, right? You can't take them with you to the locker room. It would be interesting to see if Coach Finch and the Bruins staff were trying to see if they could have got a timeout. They missed their opportunity. Now they're in a bad situation here.
4 wide. We'll see if they go for it all or if they try to play field position. Nassar out in motion to the flats. He's going long. Has a man wide open. That's your tight end, Coach, number 3.
Daniel Cochran.
Also, they have 2 number 3s. Daniel Cochran on the catch, and that's going to be a 1st down. Coach, it's hard to leave a man that is 6'7" wide open.
Yeah, you would think you would know where he is, but he found the
right at the sticks. He makes the catch.
Yep.
Uses his stiff arm and body to get another 4. So huge conversion there for the Bruins.
Well, what he did was he went to the next level over the top of the linebackers right there, who were the underneath guys. And hey, great pass by Nelson. Plenty of time, great protection.
Nelson looks very comfortable here. Got twins to the top. I formation, Nassar. In one of the rare occasions, he's going to get bottled up for no gain, or about a yard maybe. So that's going to bring the ball to the 40. So they're not going to move the yard marker, but it is. Oh, there he goes. He did gain a yard. So Brentwood comes out in 4 wide, trips to the top side of the field, single back set. Throws to number 13, Manning. And Manning is going to be ridden down after about a gain of 6.
You know, Nelson, I'm sure, you know, even with his limited, practice and repetitions with these guys, only, 8 weeks into this whole thing, I'm sure he realized, okay, Manning may be my guy. If I get in trouble, I need to look for number 13.
Every quarterback needs a comfy blanket, and that's Manning for Nelson. So here we are. Under center goes Nelson. Out of the I formation, it's going to be a toss. That's going to be to number 2, Jackson Lowe. And Jackson Lowe gets low and gets a 1st down.
What a drive by the Bruins offense. Very methodical. Time-consuming.
Not panic, not once on this drive do they look.
Even after the big delay of game that looked like was going to cost the Bruins, and they have just responded.
Already in the range of their field goal kicker here, the 25-yard line, 26.
It's actually perfect.
Yeah.
Maybe on the wrong hash.
4 wide out of the shotgun, single back set. Nelson goes with a hard count. The handoff there to big number 2, Jackson Lowe again. This time Jackson gets about 2 on
it's just,
first down.
I have to say this, Doug, just the interesting tempo right there of the handoff, how slow and methodical it was. Is Nelson going to be able to pull that out and throw that later on? It's not just like a burst right there where the quarterback's just going to put his hand out there with the ball and say, here, go get it. I mean,
well, they're looking to see what's going on, and it doesn't look like a true RPO. It just looked like he was looking for where the hole was going to open. Reminiscent of Le'Veon Bell when he was with the Pittsburgh Steelers, would just see where the hole opened and he would run to it. Nassar back in the backfield. It's going to be a quick pass to Manning, and you have a Ravenwood defender there, timed it perfectly, and said, Manning, I don't think so this time.
Yeah.
So Manning, the recipient of a couple hard hits early on in the Battle of the Woods. And so Brentwood, if anything, tonight, Coach, has been consistent as they are almost identical to the same amount of time they were on their first drive.
Well, here's the thing, right? Coach Finch not gonna go for the home run, right? He was going for 2 or 3 yards to set up a 3rd and short. Now he's in a 3rd and 7.
So number 3, Daniel Cochran, the 6'7" receiver, is going to be on the inside. Nelson looking, running, got pressure.
Oh.
And that's going to be incomplete. Tough throw there, trying to hit the man coming across the middle, thrown across his body, and just about 2 yards outside of the receiver. And so we're going to have 4th down.
Well, not going to be 43 yards. Going to be 40 right here from the left hash. We'll see if that plays a factor here for the place kicker.
Number 92, Isaac Hayes. Ball's dropped at the 30. Kick is up. And that is going to be wide left.
Yeah.
Had the distance. Actually had more distance than last time. But he shanked it wide left. And so with that, we're already midway through the second quarter here. Brentwood comes up just short, and it's still a 7-3 ball game. It'll be interesting to see if they change their defensive philosophy at not to start to chase Parsons. I don't know that they will, because that's generally when you're going to give up big chunks.
Yeah, that would be the home run play the Raptors would be licking their chops for. It's a flush Parson outside the pocket.
So there goes Parson, spied with the middle linebacker. And, Coach, he's still going to get about 9 yards on that play, almost 10. And they did everything they should. They sat back on their heels, spied him, and he's just that fast. So first down Raptors with a designed quarterback run. Parsons picks it up. 1st and 10 on the 30. So we're going to have 5 wide here, no backs. Brings in jet motion, fakes the handoff. He's looking deep, still looking, tons of time. Hits number 15, streaking across the middle. That's going to be Sam Wolf. And Sam Wolf has hit hard, but they pick up about 20 on the play. Parsons all the time in the world there, Coach, to throw the football.
Credit to the Ravenwood Raptors offensive line. They picked up the blitz. Parsons steady in the pocket and hit him on the run.
Parsons still operating out of the shotgun. This is going to be a handoff, and he's going to be ridden down after about a gain of 3.
Yep. It's going to be Chapman, I believe, on the carry right there.
Number 6, that is correct. Cartua Chapman on the carry.
Former Grassland General.
Coach Breece with your fun fact of the night.
That's right.
Cartua Chapman. So here we go, 4 wide. 5 wide as he motions his running back out. Looking, still looking.
Oh, here we go. The Chris Parsons show.
We're going to have a hold, I believe.
Yeah, this one's going to come back.
This one's coming back with a yellow flag on the red R in the middle of the field. And Parsons like, man, I had all day.
Well, you may have 2 on there. You may have a holding for Ravenwood, and you probably had a lineman downfield, right? So these linemen can only hold their block so long, and then they realize, oh, wait, Chris is about to run. Let's start going downfield and start blocking. So I'm thinking that both of these are probably. The
celebrations have ended quickly. And there it is. There's a holding call. So That's going to wipe the touchdown off the board. And it's also going to back them up 10 yards. So we're going to have second and probably about 18 here. And if you had any questions about Parsons' arm strength coming into the game, just threw it about 50 yards downfield and looks like he had some more on it. Parsons, we're going to be in 3 wide, single back set out of the shotgun. Parsons hits number 3, streaking across the field. That's going to be Ethan Smith.
On a rope again.
And so, well, they just got the penalty yardage back right there, but it's going to be second down and 8, or third down and 8 from the 47-yard line. Up-tempo offense, no huddle, 4 wide. Single back set, Parsons back to throw. Lineman coming upfield, and probably not ideal.
Oh,
good open field tackle there, and that's going to be short of the first down.
Yeah, that's a great play by Fontasia.
Number 7, Adam Fontasia, comes up. So they hold him for the moment to 4th down. But I don't see a kicker or a punter coming onto the field.
Here comes the hard count. Hard count, timeout. What do you think?
There was the hard count. Brentwood said, not this time. So on that last play, it's just what you said. Brentwood brought pressure, and anytime them linemen get upfield, Parson made a play. There you go, first down. Too easy there, Coach, too easy. Gain of about 7 on the 4th down run.
It's so hard when you have 2 options back there in the backfield that you got to watch as a D lineman.
So here it is, 1st and 10 from about the 33-yard line. Parsons sends man in motion. It's going to be a handoff, and he is knocked off his feet by number 58 for the Bruins. Say number 2?
That's Jackson Lowe.
Number 2, Jackson Lowe. Looked like number 58 was in the vicinity. Jackson Lowe.
Bam.
You were right there, Coach. Jackson Lowe just decleats the ball carrier there. Still got 4 yards on the play. Parsons rolling out.
Well, that's going to be a mistake.
Parsons is going to be caught. No.
Oh, he tries to lateral it.
He tries to lateral it, and he does, to a Brentwood defender.
Oh, my. A huge mental mistake. And Coach Hester immediately going over to Parsons to find out, what are you doing?
So Parsons on the play, just a mental mistake there, looks to lateral the football, and he throws it right at a Brentwood Bruin.
A huge break. And the Ravenwood Raptors defense back on the field, 2:30 left until halftime.
So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see it right here. Parsons going to make a play. Now, he may not make – he runs right into the back of his lineman, and he looks up, and there you go.
So number 58 there says, thank you, sir. Nassar gets the handoff. So we're at 2.5 minutes left in the second quarter.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if Coach Finch tries to, make something happen, or if he's satisfied with 7-3 here.
My guess is he's going to want to run this down to about a minute because he's definitely not want to give the Ravens some times to score. And so he may start going tempo at about a minute.
Still has all 3 timeouts, so I'm sure it all has to do with how much yards here we're going to get.
What they don't want to do is have a turnover here.
Or a negative play, right. And there's that's
flag.
that's on the defense, I believe.
So that's going to stop the clock also. So it's going to be a first down where the ball is spotted. Number 6 for Brentwood taken down hard. That's Mason Ball. So clock is stopped at 1:46.
I think it's I believe there was an offside call on the Raptors.
So the Raptors are lined up on the ball. Brentwood huddles up.
Or there's no flag.
No flag on the play, so the clock will run at the signature or the signal of the official. So there you go. Clock is running. Last time we had Daniel Cochran here in that position, he got the first down. So we'll see if they look his way.
Comes the pressure.
Nelson under pressure.
No, it's going to be picked.
Oh, no. Just what we said, Coach, couldn't happen for the Bruins was a turnover here. And Coach, I think what he thought is the pressure came upfield and he could just lob it to his defender. The Ravenwood Raptor defender just sat on it, and the ball landed gently into his hands.
You know, Grant Nelson has been played a pretty good contest so far. We talked about no negative plays, no mistakes here with a minute and a half left, and you're going to see it right here. He probably could just tuck it and go. He may want to throw it away. We see this guy release out of the backfield, tosses it up, just doesn't toss it hard enough, unfortunately. And a nice pick, and the Raptors in business. Parsons going to definitely. Oh, nice play. I'm sorry. I thought
Parsons fires it.
Yeah. I was
to
going
a
to say
slot receiver there.
Yeah, Parsons going to want a little, not revenge, but
he's not going to want to end with a lateral to Brentwood lineman.
That's right.
Right. And so they have 5 wide, empty backfield. And this is probably going to turn into the Chris Parsons show here at some point. So he's looking, fires the same route, slant on the inside, and number 3 both times just unable to come away with it. That's Ethan Smith, the senior.
And he's hit that pass a couple times already tonight. I think maybe to Smith and maybe a different receiver who have reeled it in on the run. That time it didn't. It was a tough throw right there.
So for 22 minutes we've had clean football. For the last 2 minutes we've had turnovers. Parsons all day to throw, hits his man at the 14-yard line, has blocking downfield. And with a minute left in the first quarter, we're at the 5-yard line. So that was Parsons to, it looks like, Ben Hubbard. Looked like number 8.
Yeah. So had Parsons dead to right. Saw some space.
Coach, I'm going to go ahead and say Parsons probably breaks 2 to 3 tackles every play before he releases the ball. And he makes it look not difficult.
No. And it's going to be interesting to see when he goes to college, those breaking of tackles in college do not come very often.
Well, the level of athletic play is much more equal in college.
Yeah.
And not that Brentwood is not equal to his ability. And they've done 7 points, Coach, on the board so far. 7 points for 2 halves of football when a week ago, they put up 30-some on Oakland.
Yeah, exactly right. Again, if we're talking about strength of schedule, Ravenwood's probably played one of the top 3 schedules in high school for the state of Tennessee so far.
So Brentwood, even if they walk away here, well, they hope to walk away 7-3 here. They got to feel like they've accomplished a pretty solid first half of football, and it's within their game to be only down 7-3. Parsons going to operate out of the shotgun. Has jet motion. That's going to be handoff to 25, and he's going to be
Carter Pace
in the end zone.
Carter Pace, that's his job, right? Inside
26.
the 5, that's his job.
Carter Pace, that's right. He's carried it between the guard and center every time he's touched the football.
And it's 2 scores, I believe, for him. And Chris Parsons once was head down, walking on the sideline, now jumping around, getting the student section fired up. Well, what do we call, Doug? Do we call that a 14-point swing, or do we call it a 7-point swing for sure? Because Brentwood at worst goes into halftime at 7-3.
Well, the penalty makes it maybe not a 14-point swing. I don't know that Brentwood was going to score. They had about 60 yards to go in a minute and a half. But it's definitely a hard blow when you feel like you got momentum and it's 7-3. You just get a turnover, and then all of a sudden, just like that, you throw a pick and it's 14-3. So it's surely demoralizing. So we got 42 seconds, so we'll see what the Bruins got cooking here on the kickoff, and if they can make something happen here. I want Ravenwood's probably, hey, let's kick it in the end zone.
Well, and I believe that they've kicked it out of bounds
The last time they did, yep. After their first score, they kicked it out of bounds. And so here's the kickoff. It's going to be returnable. Ball's fielded at the 2, little slick. Has a lane there up the middle. Manning, there he goes up the sideline to the 40, the 50, the 40.
He turned the corner.
The 30, the 20. Oh, my gosh, Coach, all the way. Touchdown, 98 yards. Bruins strike.
Woo!
With 26 seconds left on the clock. Absolutely unbelievable. And the Brentwood stands are going nuts.
Do not give the Bruins life. And Matthew Manning just did.
Coach Manning hit 3rd, 4th, and 5th gear on that return down the field. When he rounded it to 50, in my mind, I was, nope, he's not going to go.
Yep.
He turned the corner, and the juice kicked, and he was gone.
Man, talk about chill bumps, man. I got chill bumps right there.
Woo!
We got Manning right there. He got the seam. And you're right, Doug, you called it, man. I thought, he's going to get pushed out of bounds. And just talking about the different gear right here.
2 defenders right there in position.
One of them was the kicker.
Well, so no chance there. But
yeah, but I thought 17 may have had him. And we had a guy coming up from behind looking to go with the big chop. But Manning clubs it.
He chopped it 7 yards into the end zone. So the kick is up. And it's good. And, Coach, just like that, Brentwood answers back. Wow. 14-10 is your score here.
Man,
and what has turned into the WCTV Game of the Week, Battle of the Woods. 26 seconds remains here in the first half.
And that could be the WCTV Play of the Week.
Coach, I might have Hester's talking to the officials like, hey, was there not a penalty on that play?
Here's an interesting thing to think about while we got a few seconds. You're down 14-9. Do you think Coach Finch goes for 2 right there to make it a 14-11 game, or do you keep it as status quo per se?
I think Coach was in shock, honestly. I think he put up 1 because he didn't know what to do at that point.
So the student section over there for Brentwood once was like, ho-hum. It's now, let's go.
Coach, I got to tell you, I got to eat some crow here. Not 10 minutes ago, I said they didn't have the same firepower as the Ravens, and here Manning said, hey, Doug, I'm going to take this back 98 yards.
Well, that's a smart play here. Call it squib, but you got to cover it.
Ball's fielded at about the 5. Seam up the middle, and goodness gracious, number 1, Jason Lowe.
I believe that's Jackson's brother, number 2's brother. Jason Lowe said, not so fast, my friend.
So the Lowe brothers bringing the wood from Lowe's, I suppose.
That's pretty good.
Your dad joke of the week.
Brought to you by Home Depot. Oh, man. Listen, we're just fired up to have a great game.
That's right. And I'm fired up it's not raining.
Yeah, that too. Hey, we're going to have record heat here coming up next week. Get ready. Oh,
fumble by Parsons.
Screen pass.
Throws the screen there. Brentwood's in position to make the play, and he's going to be tackled.
No face mask?
It looked like he had the front of it. I was thinking more of a horse collar, but neither happened there. And so that was old reliable number 26, Carter Pace for the Raptors. So Ravenwood quickly takes a timeout with 12 seconds left. And so you got to think Brentwood's going to have 2 defenders at least that are 30 yards off the ball here in some form of prevent.
You know, one of the funny stories that Will Hester was talking about offensively this year is, you know, they don't have that go-to receiver like Lee Millette like they did last year where, you know, Chris Parson was pretty much locked in on if a situation was like, hey, we need a catch. You know, now it's more like, you know, receiver by committee. But you have what you said, old reliable Carter Pace, you know, and he's only a junior. Now, he not big in stature, but, man, the kick and run. He had 80 yards last year in the Battle of the Woods, so don't count him out.
So Ravenwood, surprisingly, only about 10 yards deep are their safeties.
This is going to be a heave-ho.
So there it goes up in the air, and that's going to go out of bounds. 4 seconds on the clock.
And the funny thing is, I think the Raptors receiver had a step on that guy. Yeah,
So,
I would tell Coach Finch, I'd tell your DBs to just stop about the 35. Don't even walk up.
It was surprising to see them within 8 or 9 yards of the line of scrimmage.
Now, Chris Parson can't throw it 65 yards, but he sure can get close.
He can run it.
I definitely can run it 65 yards.
So here we go. Got 3 wide to the top, 1 to the bottom. Parsons takes the snap. Steps up, looking, still looking.
Oh, my. Going to give him plenty of time. It's going to – oh, man, here we go.
So here you want to use the sideline as your friend there as the 12th man, and they do just that. They drive him. So, Coach, I got to say, it looked like number 30 there for the Bruins had a little extra for Parsons.
Yep.
Twisting his ankle in the pile, and Parsons is animated. And, Coach, I got to agree with him there. I was looking at what is that player doing? If they bring up the replay here on that last play, you're going to see some extracurriculars.
Listen.
But in any regard, Paul, take us away.
I was going to say, it's no love lost between Brentwood and Ravenwood. Hey, we're at halftime, Battle of the Woods, 14-10, Raptors leading. We'll be back for second half action.
We will. Here we are back again, your WCTV Game of the Week, Battle of the Woods. Much closer than some may have expected here, Coach. 14-10, Brentwood kicks it off. Ravenwood will take the kickoff here to open the second half. Ball's out to the 20, 25, and out of bounds at the 26 goes number 8, Ben Hubbard. And that is where your Raptor offense will take over. And ending in fireworks did the first half. Brentwood taking the kickoff with 26 seconds left to play. Correction, 41 seconds left to play. The distance, 98 yards for a touchdown, went Manning.
Yeah, just when the Bruins thought they were dead to right, the return gives them second life. And now it kind of, you know who the two people we haven't seen play this game, the first half? The punters.
Correct, not one punt. Good observation there, Coach. Not one punt in the first half. We went very steady for about a quarter and a half, and then the last 6 minutes of the second quarter saw 2 turnovers and 2 touchdowns, all about within a span of 4 minutes. So here to open up the first half, we're getting a steady dose of Carter Pace, who has both Ravenwood touchdowns. So just like that, it's going to be third down and what looks to be a short yard. See if they go with the hard count here. Parson 3 wide, jet motion. Handoff is going to be to Carter, and he's going to be stopped here for what looks to be about a 6.
Nope. A friendly spot.
Friendly is an understatement, Coach. He was hit immediately in the backfield and taken down, and they're going to go ahead and give him the first.
That side judge may be trying to make up for that, the last play of the half.
The figure 4 leg lock we saw at the end.
Yeah.
So here we go, 4 wide. Parson single back set in the shotgun. Scans the field, has his man. That's going to be number 84 for the Raptors. Max Kimple on the catch, sophomore. And so Ravenwood going tempo again down the field here, first down.
And if there's been a pass pattern that has, really hurt the Bruins, it has been that slant pattern that Parsons seems to be very comfortable in throwing.
3 wide again, single back. Fake handoff here in the middle. And
Fontesha almost picked that off.
Coach, number 8, Ben Hubbard, looked and saw 3 Brentwood defenders. And
maybe pulled his hands out a little quick.
He made a life decision. So here we are, shotgun set, single back, 2 wide to the bottom. Now 2 wide split out to the top of your field.
I'm calling a Parson run right here. Oh, there's the hard count. We got nothing.
Didn't draw him. Brentwood resets. 2nd and 10 on the Bruin 48. There's the snap. Parson looking, throws out to his back.
Wow.
Out of the backfield, and precision execution there. Pass to Cartua Chapman. He's going to get about 7 on the play. Just a short wheel route there by the running back, and he catches it and moves quickly.
Well, we got a Bruins slow to get up.
We got 53 for the Bruins, Max Orifice.
So at halftime, we did get some scores from around the county.
Nolensville leading Columbia Central 28-0.
Independence leads Franklin 21-0. And what I would call probably an even match game. I would say a much improved Centennial, but quietly, you don't want to wake the sleeping giant in Centennial because I think there's something brewing down there. They're leading Summit 14-7.
So here we go. It's going to be 3rd down and about 3. Motion, but then we go to the old reliable again there. Number 26, Carter Pace on the carry.
Man, it's just a matter of, you need a 1st down, and you can hand it to Carter Pace and know he's going to get, if you need 4, he'll get 5. If you need 5, he'll get 6.
If you need 1, he'll get -1. That'll get marked a 1st down.
That's true.
3 wide, shotgun here, single back set. Parsons keeps it, shakes one defender, cuts back.
Oh!
And that time, not a smart move there. Parsons has got to know who's around him. Coach, he ran to the other side of the field and evaded a defender, turned around and ran right into him.
Well, sometimes that happens when you're trying to make something out of nothing. And the defenders go upfield way past you, and you're like, okay, they're out of the play. You don't want to go backwards toward them.
So the gentleman on the sticks here, another what looks to be favorable spot here. It's going to be 2nd and 10. Looked like he lost yards here. And Brentwood again offsides.
Yeah, 72. And he didn't. That time he didn't make an attempt to try to jump back.
Well, he crossed the plane there, and he was kind of just sat there for a second. So costly penalty there. They hold him for no gain, which is a win for Brentwood if you're on defense. But then you have the 5 yards for free. So here we are, 3 wide, single back set, shotgun. Parson fakes the handoff, throws the slant route again. Although this one looks not like a slant. He went with the outside receiver, almost like a post route over the receiver's head. And here we will have 3rd and 5 on the 30. See if Brentwood could make a stop and force a Raptor decision here.
Well, if I say both teams have converted 100% of their 3rd downs because we haven't seen the punter, I don't know if that's a fact. But
well, we did have a 4th down, but it was 4th and 1, and the Raptors converted. Parsons with the toss to the outside. He's
Fumble!
Upended. That ball's on the ground. Brentwood has it.
Fontesha, after the big hit, there's no way that ball was out. Yep.
So here we go. Huge hit on the play. Coach, that's just putting the helmet in the football.
Yeah.
That's all that is. So it's a toss.
Check it out.
They're going to have the 1st down. Helmet in the football right there. Ball is out, and that's an easy recovery.
Easy recovery. Low on the tackle. Fontesha on the recovery. Another play by Jackson Lowe. And they have the right to be celebrating because you haven't made a punt all night. Some way to get the ball back. We'll take it on a turnover if you're a Bruin fan.
So just like that, Brentwood's going to take over on the 20 on their own 29, behind on the scoreboard 14-10, and we'll see if they can. They haven't scored an offensive touchdown tonight. They're 1 of 2 with the field goals, and they returned a kick for a touchdown. So here you have a wide receiver, looks like almost a bubble screen or something like that to the outside. And he is bottled up quickly. And, Coach, that's kind of surprising. Usually when you throw that pass, your receivers are in tight. That was a long pass, and you risk a turnover on that throw.
Yeah, that was Manning on the reception. Nelson, it took him a while to get it out, and that gave the DBs some time to recover, per se.
So here you got 2nd and 11. Ball on about the 20, we'll call it 23.
They had a lot of success running the ball between the tackles. Let's see if they go right back to it.
So Grant out of the I formation. scanning the field, rolling, throwing deep.
Oh, great play.
Throwing deep, 2 receivers in the area, number 17 and 3 for Brentwood. That's going to be Daniel Cochran and number 17, Ryan Barrett, in the neighborhood of Grant's pass.
But a tremendous play by
Broken up.
Number 2, Lucas Houston, the junior.
So here we have 3rd and long. Brentwood is not afraid, Coach, of 3rd and long, as they've converted numerous after I said that they generally wouldn't do that.
That's right.
Of course. So here we got 3rd and 11. Brentwood opens up 4 wide, single back set out of the shotgun. Nelson takes a snap, scanning, rolls out to his left, still looking.
Oh my, he's going to run back into it if he doesn't be
Raptors
careful.
are closing in. He has some room downfield, and he just throws it away here, and he's hit out of bounds. Coach, I didn't see it. It looked like we may have had some extracurriculars there out of bounds. And
well, here's what I do know.
And there's a flag there.
Uh-oh. Sideline warning.
So here's our first punt of the night.
Yeah, wait, let's get our rosters out for the punter here. And Ravenwood setting up for the return with 2 men deep.
So we'll see what the Bruin punter does here. Can't see a number just yet.
Good snap. Blocked. It's blocked.
Kick is blocked. Caught by.
Yep. It's going to be touched, I believe. It was touched by a Ravenwood Raptor and then fumbled. It cannot be returned.
Cannot be advanced.
Yeah.
So the ball should be down, I'm guessing, somewhere around the 25-yard line for Ravenwood, where they would take over. There's a flag on the play.
Because it was tipped on the block behind the line of scrimmage, it becomes really a dead ball per se. So the Raptors going to have great field position.
So the officials are huddling up here to discuss what exactly is happening here. Hester's confident.
Yeah, I mean,
he's confident. He knows the result.
Yeah, he quickly called his offense over. So let's go, guys. So we'll see it right here. A nice job. Only with 9 guys rushing, and they still get a piece of it.
Which is interesting because you said they sent 2 men back, and
yeah.
I was just about to say, well, they're probably not going to bring pressure here if they send 2 back. And they got to the punter there and got a piece of it. And so we're going to see.
So the ball was tipped. I don't know who
I
he's
can
talking.
read lips, but he's a mile away,
Yeah,
so I can't see his lips from here.
He's going to say it's illegal touching against Brentwood.
Illegal touching on the Bruins.
And whatever else he's saying is Ravenwood's going to have the ball.
First and 10 Ravenwood, and with the field position eerily where they fumbled the ball. So here you have 1st and 10. Looks like they're going to mark it on about the 24-yard line here in Bruin territory. So just like that, Ravenwood is back. They probably need to move the sticks. It's no longer 4th and short, going the other way. So here we go. Ravenwood in a bunch formation on the bottom side. 3 receivers, 1 to the top, single back set. Parsons out of the shotgun. Takes the snap. Fakes it to Pace, runs upfield on a keeper, and he's hit by about 5 Brentwood defenders after he picks up about 6 yards on the play.
Jack Carroll on the stop, along with Lowe. Gain of 5, 2nd down, Ravenwood.
So we have 2nd and 5. Bruins hoping to force another turnover here. Raptors out of the shotgun. Brentwood jumps again.
Yeah, no call.
No call. Defenders reset. Handoff to Pace. He's hit hard, but he's going to be close to a 1st down. That's going to be a 1st down. Ball's going to be on about the 13-yard line. And so, Coach, believe it or not, we're halfway through the 3rd quarter already.
Yeah.
So this field position now doesn't benefit Parsons as much because there's not as much room to cover in the back side of the field. So there you have what looked like a pick play or what we would call a rub play.
That was a nice open field tackle by Fontesha.
So throws it out to the bunch side formation. You have one receiver run a route and the other what we would call picks the defender. Minimal gain on the play, about 3. 2nd and 7. Ball's on about the 11. Parsons takes this ball, keeps it, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds for what looks to be no gain on the play.
That's probably one of the few times the Bruins have actually been able to tackle him.
So they sealed the edge there and did not allow him to get around the perimeter, which is exactly what you need to do. And they actually backed him up a yard there, Coach, for a loss of 1. So you have 3rd and 9 here. Still a first down, a possibility. First down markers at about the 4. Parson backs up, looks for his inside route, hits him on the comeback, and he's going to be brought down very close to the marker, and that's probably going to be a first down.
That's Tucker Weber on the tackle.
Depending on, so here you got it, 1st and goal here. They can drop the down and distance markers. So 1st and goal from about the 3-yard line.
Man, that is a worst case scenario if you're a Bruin fan. They had him, and they just made it to the sticks. Now they get 4 tries at it with Chris Parson and Carter Pace.
Handoffs to Pace. No sign yet from the officials.
Number 26, Carter Pace.
So they're marking him down short at about the 1. I don't know that Pace has lost a yard all night, Coach. You might want to just go right back to Carter Pace here.
Oh, absolutely.
It's going to be 2nd and goal from the 1.
He's already got 2 touchdowns. Let's make it 3.
Out of the shotgun here is Parsons. Sends a man in motion.
Oh.
Again, handoff to Pace.
Yep.
3 for 3 tonight, Coach. It's Carter Pace. And that's going to increase the lead of Ravenwood. That's going to be 20-10, pending the extra point kick here. So Brentwood, not what you want here. Brentwood's not going to be a great come-from-behind team here.
Yeah, they're not a quick strike team unless it's special teams.
Well, if they could just run a kickoff every time. Kick is down, up. And that is good. So at the 5-minute mark of your 3rd quarter, the Ravenwood Raptors increase their lead 21-10 over the visiting Brentwood Bruins. And, Coach, up to this point, which has been a great game to watch for your WCTV Game of the Week, the Battle of the Woods.
Well, if the Raptors kickoff team had learned anything, let's don't kick it straight to Manning, number 13 here. I'm sure they're going to try to keep it away from him.
Special teams coach said, hey, just do that again.
You know what? And they may have, right? Their first couple of kicks, that one went out of bounds, one was close.
Well, right. We haven't really seen the return team here other than that one time, and it was a touchdown. So Manning is the sole returner back deep. I'm going to make a prediction here, Coach, and say they don't kick it to Manning. Or they may say, well, that was one. It was a fluke. We're just going to do what we always do. So we will see here. You never know. Could be an onside kick here. Kicks it deep to Manning. He's going to catch it in the end zone where it will be a touchback, and Brentwood will take it on the 20. So that time Manning forced into the back corner of the end zone, taking the smart play, knowing that not many lanes there. And let's try to get down the field on offense.
Well, the last offensive series for Brentwood didn't go as planned, right? And I felt like they kind of abandoned the run game with Nassar, number 8. Let's see if they get him back on track, and let's see if they can get a couple of first downs to get into some more manageable throwing areas of the field.
And so when you look at it, we're midway, a little bit more than midway through the 3rd quarter here, rather. And the way Brentwood's offense operates, Coach, you're looking at 2 to 3 maybe more offensive possessions for the Bruins, scoring and holding the Raptors to no score. And so they really do have to get down the field, if not on this drive, on the next one, barring any scores by the Raptors. So here you got about 2nd and 7. Brentwood huddling up, coming out, break the huddle. They're 4 wide, single back set. Back is Nassar. Nassar gets the handoff around the corner, and he's going to be tackled for a loss. Although it looked like he was down, and then he was 3 yards ahead of the pile. So we'll see where they mark it here.
Well, I did talk it into existence, right? I said they abandoned the run game. They've gone to Nassar back-to-back here to kind of get some chunk of change, see if they can move the chains. So far.
Well, you're going to have 3rd and about 6 here.
It's going to be quite a call right here.
So far, this down and distance has been doable for Brentwood tonight. They've converted. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but their 3rd down conversion rate's pretty high. So we got 3 wide to the bottom of the field.
Make it 4.
Going, look what it looked like for Manning. 2 receivers in the area, number 6, Mason Ball, and number 13, Matthew Manning.
Here comes the punt team.
So Grant Nelson, just like that, 3 and out for the Brentwood offense. So, Coach, you kind of feel the field tipping a little bit now in the favor of the Raptors, gaining a little bit of momentum. They score the touchdown, and then they 3 and out the Bruins. Come after the punt again. This time it gets away. It's going to take 1 bounce and go out of bounds at around, depends on where the official marks it. So it's going to be at the 45 of the Raptors. And so, Coach, you got to think if the Raptors are able to punch one in here, it's going to make it very difficult on this Brentwood team to make a comeback, going off of what I had said earlier, where they drive down the field methodically, and they are not a quick strike offense. So a touchdown here by Ravenwood would put this game almost out of reach, you would have to think.
Yeah, you would call the Bruin offense kind of a blue-collar type offense, right? Whereas Ravenwood, anytime, any place, anywhere.
So there's the slant he'd been looking for all night. Yeah. So hits number 87 on the play. That's going to be Patrick Sullivan on the play. And so, again, we're going tempo here. I think they're trying to catch up with Josh Heupel's offense there at UT for how quick they can run a play. 3 wide here. Parsons has a man in motion. It's going to be a handoff to Carter Pace, who is going to be stacked up after about a gain of a yard. So Brentwood here has got to be thinking turnover, right? They got to strip the ball, make a big hit, interception. I can't see the Raptors taking too much risk here on offense, knowing that they are in the waning moments of the 3rd quarter up 2 scores. So you have a bunch formation to the bottom side of the screen, 3 wide. Carter Pace is the back in the backfield. Parsons goes with the hard count, which has had a pretty good success rate tonight, Coach. Parsons lines back up, content with draining the clock. Handoff again to Pace, who's patient in the backfield, hits the outside. Good open field tackle there by number 2. That's going to be Lowe on the tackle, Jackson Lowe.
Yeah. Called his number many times.
Coach, I got to say, if there's standouts on defense for these Bruins, it's the Lowe brothers who've been making huge tackles and hits on this Raptor offense.
Well, that was the situation where Pace looked like he had broken it outside, and daylight was happening, and then the quickness of Lowe to just close that gap.
Turn the lights out pretty quick. So here we got an interesting situation here, Coach. 3rd and about 7 at the 40-yard line, so probably not quite 4-down territory. Parsons back. He's looking long. Has a man.
Oh, going to be close.
No flag on the play. Coach, I don't know that I would throw that if I'm an official. It looked equal timing there. You could throw a flag or you couldn't, and I think you'd be right either way. And so just like that, it's going to be 4th down. Being on the Ravenwood sideline, you can see what the fans' opinion is of that call right there.
Absolutely. Now, are you going to go with the Ravenwood hard count? They've been pretty successful. Hadn't been called every time, but there's been definitely quick punt. Parsons.
So Parsons is just going to kick, end over end punt.
The turf monster will win.
It's going to take about a 4-yard friendly Raptor bounce. So, Coach, just what the doctor ordered there for the Bruin defense, maybe the first back-to-back 3-and-out that we've had all night here in the game of the week, where Brentwood went 3-and-out, followed by a Raptor 3-and-out.
Well, if Chris Parson is the leading punter for Ravenwood tonight, I'm sure Coach Hester's okay with that.
So here we have 1st and 10. Brentwood is backed up all the way to their 15-yard line. And so if they ever had a big play in the playbook, tonight this might be the one there where they're going to want to hit it.
Move the chains is what Coach Finch is all about. And that
dangerous throw out right there. Grant Nelson rolls out to the right side of the field, well covered. You almost just say, hey, it's okay, throw it out of bounds and let's live to play another play here. Throws it in the midst of double coverage on the outside. I don't know if you're Brentwood, if you have to panic here, Coach. You got the ball back. Go back to what made you the money up to this point. Just drive down the field. Because even a field goal here helps you out.
Well, I'm sure that Coach Finch would love to at least get 5 or 6 right here.
2nd and 10 out of the shotgun, single back set. Handoff is to Nassar. And Coach Nassar, this half has been pretty well bottled up.
Yeah,
Nassar, who shined in the win over Summit, playing a little bit of a different defense here at Ravenwood.
Yeah, right. So this is your second viewing of Brentwood offensively for sure. And if you're looking for Nelson to go up top right here to stretch the D, you're probably looking at the wrong team.
You wonder if he's going to look for number 3 here, the big guy.
Yeah, there he is. Well, he had him.
So there he goes, number 3. He's going to catch it, but he's only going to get about 4 to 5 yards. So you have a whole 4th quarter left to go, but you're running out of possessions here as you move through. And I said they'd maybe have 2 to 3 possessions, and they've already had 2. And so on comes the punt crew. You have to wonder if Brentwood has a fake punt up their sleeve or if they're just going to go vanilla and punt it. But you risk putting the hands on that Raptor offense because they can score points and they can do it in a hurry. Snap is up, punt's off. It's a high spiraling punt, fair catch called for at the 37-yard line where the Raptors will take over on offense.
21 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter of our WCTV Game of the Week. Paul Breece, Doug Capella here at Ravenwood High School on a beautiful night.
Gorgeous. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
no tents needed here.
No.
If
we're playing this game on a Wednesday afternoon next week,
you're going to need your pickle juice because it's going to be a hot one. Coach, I think some of our viewing audience may be too young to remember the pickle juice. No. Eagles, Cowboys, circa 90s. Temperature on the field was in excess of 110 degrees, and the Eagles brought pickle juice to drink to stay hydrated.
Hi.
Coach, I think I'd rather be dehydrated if we're just between you and I.
Can't get one past Randall Cunningham.
Scrambling Randall. So here we go. Raptors get 5 on that first play.
That's it.
And so that'll be the end of our 3rd quarter. So here in the WCTV Game of the Week, Brentwood is hoping to not go quietly into the Ravenwood Raptor night. 21-10, not yet out of reach. But, Coach, you'd have to think anything more than a field goal here spells doom for the Bruins.
Yeah.
Because there's 2 things now. There's 2 scores and there's 1 quarter left.
Yeah. Time is not your friend anymore.
And so when you've gone 36 minutes and you've scored 10 points, it's hard to score an additional 14 in 12 minutes. But you never know.
Well, here's what we do know, right? I mean, both these defenses are definitely, proving their statement that, hey, they can play with anybody. But it's just to the beneficiary of the Ravenwood Raptors and their faithful that they have a guy like Chris Parson back there.
Yes.
Who can And Summit fans can say, oh, yeah, we've been there, the Wade brothers.
And so here we go, 4 wide. Fake handoff there.
Oh.
Passes over the hands of the outstretched receiver. That's going to be number 3 for the Raptors, Ethan Smith. And so now you have 3rd and 5, but you have a Bruin defender on the turf here. It's going to be number 7, I believe.
Yeah, Fontesha, who's played a tremendous game in the secondary for the Bruins. Fun fact about the Fonteshas, family of golfers, and they're really, really good.
Well, and you're going to have to put football in that mix, Coach, because Fontesha, like you said, has played a heck of a game up to this point on defense. Shaken up on the play. So you got to hope that he's going to pop up here and walk it off.
Yeah, this is one of the true leaders for the Bruins, especially on defense. You see Coach Finch out there being one of the first guys out there, hoping for the best.
Well, and it's interesting. They've gone to that slant route or inside route multiple times tonight. They haven't really attacked the outsides. The one time that Parsons attacked the outside, threw it deep and threw it about 9 yards out of bounds. And so they've tried to attack the inside the hash marks on the field with little success, actually. So there it is, Fontesha up, walking off the field on his own power, flanked by coaches and trainers. So the Bruins, Fontesha-less, will get back here onto the field. Raptors 3rd and a long 5 here. So you got to wonder if this is going to be Carter Pace on the handoff. Motion comes across Parsons. It is going to be a toss, and he's going to be wrapped up and stuck by number 10 for the Bruins on the play. Big open field tackle there for the Bruins. Number 10, Kyler Green, stops him in his tracks for no gain. And so now decision time for the Raptors. 4th and about. Now they move it forward. 4th and a long 3. The Raptors offense is on the field. Coach, you got to wonder if this is just going to be a hard count here. I don't know that Hester is going to want to risk giving them this field position, but you never know. And in regard Parsons, they do snap it. Parsons takes the ball, and he's going to have a first down.
Yeah.
So the coach, that was all on Parsons. They almost had the edge sealed there, but anytime you hear the phrase, they didn't seal the edge, that means that they broke outside contain. And Parsons did just that, broke outside contain and scampered forward for a first down. And so that is a painful first down for the Bruins to give up, as it was 4th down. Raptors open up in shotgun. So the tempo has slowed down a bit. They've gone from 3rd to about 2nd gear, draining valuable seconds off the clock. Parsons hands it off for what's going to be about a gain of a yard. And again, that is going to be good old reliable Carter Pace, who leads the Ravens in touches tonight, you'd have to think. He also leads them in touchdowns with all 3. The Raptors, rather. Did I say the Bruins?
You've been saying the Ravens.
The Ravens.
That's
the
okay.
Raptors.
Raptors. Oh, my.
Parsons had a receiver wide open and just missed him.
Well, how about this? He found him.
Well, he had the deep route wide open up the field. Didn't see him.
And
for the Raptors.
And for the Raptors, and the coaching staff of the Raptors next to us was screaming, throw it.
So here you have what could have been very detrimental to the Bruin hopes. You have 2nd and about 6. Raptors take over. Bunch formation to the bottom. This spells a handoff to Carter Pace. Actually, Parsons is going to keep it, and he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage. Actually, it looks like they're going to go ahead and give him a generous spot there. So no gain. It's going to be 3rd and long.
Clock continues to run, but we're going to stoppage here on the
injury timeout. But the lineman was down for a second, pops right up. But they're going to stop the clock anyway. 79 must be the lineman that comes in, because he was right up and out like clockwork. And, Coach, it looks like the Raptors have about 700 football players on their team here on the sideline. So here we go, 3rd and long. The officials don't start the clock just yet. They want to have a conference. Not sure what just happened there, but looks like play is about to resume. 3rd and 7. Big play for the Bruins on defense here. Try to get them off sides. They don't fall for the hard count this time. Out of the shotgun, 3 wide, single back set. Parsons in no hurry. Takes the snap, scans left, scans right.
Oh.
Pressure initially. This one's going to be over the head of the Raptor receiver, number 3, Ethan Smith. Coach, I got to say that the Lowe brothers were in pursuit here. One of the Lowe brothers, I believe number 2, Jackson Lowe, was breathing on his neck. Number 1, Jason Lowe.
Yeah, both of them.
So they almost had him. But here it is again, 4th down. Parsons is on the field, but he may punt.
Yeah, he may punt it again.
He may punt. So here you got 3 wide. Single back set out of the shotgun. Ball's on the 45. And there it is, the punt. Coach, that could have hit a Bruin defender. It was so low. There it is. The ball is recovered there at the 22 where the Bruins will take over on offense. 10 minutes left. Coach, the Bruins have to make something happen on this drive or they're just going to run out of time.
They've dodged 2 bullets right here. They really need to convert a first down. I think they've gone 3 and out the last 2 times.
And so to the Raptors' credit, they just shut it down on defense. Nassar has not had any running lanes, and the coverage has been excellent for the Raptors on defense. So it's going to be difficult here for their offense to take over. Grant Nelson is going to have to make a decision here on how quickly he gets rid of the ball if it's not a handoff because the Raptors are well in coverage.
Coach Finch got to get Nelson something comfortable and easy to throw, get some confidence, get some positive yardage here.
Manning in motion out of the backfield. Handoff goes to Nassar. He's met immediately, and he will maybe get back to the line of scrimmage here. 2nd down. And, Coach, you have to wonder here if running the football at this point is going to be the most beneficial outcome for this Bruins offense with just over 9.5 minutes to play.
You know, a thing that I've noticed is that, Clint Finch, it was, the former offensive coordinator, now the head coach at Brentwood, he's been in the booth calling the plays from the booth. Standing on the sidelines calling the plays, being able to see things a little different is tough sometimes.
Nelson back to throw. Over the middle of the
nice
field.
Play.
Nice catch. Coverage tight on Manning. And, Coach, it looks like they're almost double covering Manning because he is a weapon and he has the wheels to go the distance. But in any regard, you have a first down on what was a tightly contested catching window there. 1st and 10 on about the 36-yard line of the Bruins. Still huddling is the Brentwood offense. Out of the shotgun, 3 wide. Nelson takes the snap. It's a handoff to Nassar. He's got a little bit of wiggle room. Cuts the corner. He's got some juice.
One of the few times the second half that he's gotten a little daylight.
Well, you've heard me mention it before. They did not seal the edge there, and Nassar was able to break containment to the outside and scampers for about 16 yards on the play. And just like that, it's 1st and 10 on the 50. And he does get out of bounds, which stops the clock. 8:47 left here in the 4th quarter. 4 wide. Nelson in the shotgun, single back set. Manning is on his inside in the bottom. Throws it across the middle.
Oh. Cochran slipped, I believe, on the turf, which caused the...
I think he tangled feet with the defender there from Ravenwood. In any regard, it's going to be 2nd and 10 at the 50.
The one thing we have noticed about Nelson, he doesn't have that prototypical type quarterback throw. A little sidearm, slightly...
a little Phillip Rivers reminiscent of.
Yeah.
It's the only sidearm quarterback I've seen in a long time in the NFL.
Unless Jackson Mahomes wants to prove a point. And
Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes is on TikTok, Coach.
That's right. There we go. We're even. Uh-oh. That's underthrown.
Underthrown. Nelson that time just under pressure. Throws off the back of his foot. What could have been really dangerous for the Bruins offense. And here you have to think it is definitely 4-down territory as we're out at midfield. 8:38 left. Clock's moving a little slower now with getting out of bounds and incomplete passes. You don't have to get it all here if you're Nelson. It's 3rd and 10. You know it's 4-down territory here. So the big guy, number 3, our 6'7" receiver, Daniel Cochran, lined up to the outside. Manning on the top side here of the 3 receivers. Nelson looking for number 3. This is going to be a jump ball. And Cochran just plays defense there on the route and prevents the interception. And so I said they didn't have to get it all here on this play, Coach, and they did try to do just that, get it all. And so now you have 4th and 10 for the Bruins. And, Coach, they look winded here. You got linemen.
I was going to say,
hands on the hips.
And I think this is a good call by Coach Finch. Even though you talked about running out of opportunities, and we got some confusion definitely from the Raptors side.
I don't think they were expecting punt here, Coach.
And there comes a timeout.
Ravenwood calls a timeout, and I'm not sure if they had too many players on the field here. They did have 12.
Yep.
12 players on the field, and that would have been an automatic first down. So good use of a timeout there by Ravenwood, because if that ball gets snapped, they have 12 men on the field, and I don't know if the official saw it.
Well, there's one official that's his responsibility is to count the guys. Now, whether he counts it or not correctly, I don't know.
But I think the Raptors knew that they had too many men out, and I don't know that they anticipated Brentwood was going to punt it there, being 4th and 10 on the 50.
That's right.
And so when they ran the punt team out, there was some confusion. And so Raptors said, timeout, please. Let's get our stuff together and let's do this the right way. So Brentwood again back to punt. Now we've had one punt blocked, and then we had a huge leg on another one. Punt is up.
Wow.
Wow, that's going deep.
Oh,
and
man.
Bounces into the end zone. Coach, that was about 55 yards in the air.
That was a fantastic punt.
So good punt there for the Bruins. Raptors will take over on their own 20, and I said it before, Coach, you got to be hoping turnover here if you're a Bruin. And what has been surprisingly a long fourth quarter. We still have 8.5 minutes to go.
Yeah, I mean.
The Bruins have used 3 possessions so far and come up with 0 points.
We have run, you talk about very little time off the car, but you got there comes Pace back in. It's definitely running time.
And there it is. Parsons is going to keep it, goes around the edge, tripped up, gets about 5 on the play.
Stayed in bounds.
He did stay in bounds. Yeah, I think you're going to see a Parsons pace drive right down the field here. I'd be really surprised if they threw it even one time. And they know what we know, that, they're the coaches. They're smarter than we are. We're just calling the game. But they know that Brentwood's not going to score 3 touchdowns in 6 minutes. And so they're going to be happy to run the clock. And there it is, the handoff to Pace. Runs into his own lineman.
Yeah.
But he's going to get a first down here. Tough run. Tough sledding there. Gain of 6 on the play. And that's going to be a Raptor first down.
I mean, listen, you talked about they can't score 2 touchdowns in 6 minutes. They haven't scored 1 offensive touchdown all game. So
no, right. Their only touchdown on a crazy kick return at the end of the second quarter. And so here you go.
So, I mean, if we're handing out game balls, give it to the Raptors defense for sure.
And so they're in a tight formation here out of the shotgun. Pace, the only back in the backfield, and it goes to him. He's going to be stuck at the line of scrimmage. No gain, which I'm going to say the Raptors are okay with, because it's also going to take 40 seconds off the clock. Officials timeout, got a player down. That's going to be Carter.
Yeah.
Carter Pace down.
That's not.
So he's got to come out for a play. And I'm not sure if he got hit there hard, but he's got to come out because he was on the ground.
Well, he doesn't even want to come out.
Yeah, he's saying he was okay, but he's got to come out for a play. And so they're going to bring in Cartua Chapman, I believe, will be the back that comes in to replace him.
Not a bad replacement.
No. And so Clock runs again. Parsons out of the shotgun, 3 wide. They do throw it here. So the receiver's going to be brought down.
You know, the crazy thing is you see the trajectory of the ball being released by Parsons versus Nelson. Parsons got some zip on it.
He's got an arm for sure. I mean, we've seen his deep ball a couple times tonight. I mean, he hasn't hit anything with it yet, but he can throw it 55, 60 or more yards. I mean, we covered a Ravens game last year, and he was slinging it. And there you go again, hard count, 72, Coach. I think that might be his 3rd penalty, jumping off sides. And film sessions over the weekend are not going to be kind.
It's going to be tough, and now
And Coach,
back in the day, right, when you caused a penalty that following practice, whenever that was, it was suicide push-ups.
Well, and they just took him off the field.
Yeah,
so.
I've had enough. We've had enough.
So 1st and 10 for the Raptors. Handoff there to Carter Pace. He's going to get about 5. I mean, we knew that this was going to be the play here, right? They're just going to be content with running it down the field, draining the clock.
Well, I'm not sure if there was a flag.
I don't see a flag on the field. But the official has the ball in his hand, so not sure what's going on.
Guys, we're just kidding. We messed up. Here we go.
All right, this is illegal procedure, so that's always helpful for a Bruins defense.
I didn't see a flag. You didn't see a flag.
I did not see a flag, and I didn't see him pick one up either. But they did pick the ball up and move it back 5 is what they did do. So here we go. 1st and 15 on about the 37.
Oh, my. You just don't teach that, Doug.
Well, the problem is they had about 3 linemen blocking downfield, and it wasn't called. So
well,
on that play,
it may have been a backwards pass. I don't know if that's what they were judging. If the referee uses a hand signal right here, we'll see.
So here you have the play. So you see all the linemen blocking downfield here, and he throws it forward.
Yeah, that is definitely a problem.
The Raptors got away with one there, as they had, I said 3, and that was conservative estimate. They actually had their entire line downfield.
Yeah, and now we're going to have a conversation.
Yeah, this may get backed up.
Yeah.
Although I don't know if they can throw a flag after the fact.
Look, the Brentwood coaching staff is definitely pointing like, did you see the tackle? He was like 7 yards down the field. And
he was not at the back of the linemen that were downfield.
No, not at all.
Yep, there it is. Flag on the play.
Oh, sideline warning against Brentwood. So,
well,
I'm sure that's because the coaching staff over there was
in agreement with the announcers.
That's right, which is,
although their language used may have been somewhat different than ours here. We're family friendly here on the WCTV Game of the Week.
Mother approved. Look at Pace.
So Pace had pulling linemen out in front of him, but he was getting pulled by the Bruins lineman for no gain on the play. So, Coach, it seems like there's been a couple notable missed calls here tonight that could have really swung the direction of the game a different way. That would have been a 10-yard penalty and loss of down on the Raptors had they been called with that. Oh, I'm sorry, not a legal forward pass. It wouldn't have been loss of down, but they would have been backed up. But any regard, you have 3rd and a long 3 here. 4.5 minutes on the clock in the waning moments of the 4th quarter. Bruins are going to be in need of some help here if they are going to swing this the other way. Parsons going to run the option, and he's going to be hit hard out of bounds. He's going to gain maybe a yard on the play, so decision time here for the Raptors. 4th down. You got to think they're going to punt here, Coach.
Yeah, I would think they.
I don't know if you risk it here because then you're giving them prime field position.
4th down, Ravenwood.
The clock is stopped because he was tackled out of bounds, and now Coach Hester is going to sit on the punt team with little time, and I'm sure he's going to have to call a timeout. There's no way they can get this punt off in 5 seconds. And there we go. There's the timeout right there.
Ravenwood, their second charge timeout and a half. Ravenwood fans, if you're looking for a gift or a special purpose,
So here we go.
check out Red Zone Club sponsor.
Timeout on the field.
Give that 30 gift of relaxation.
I know, Coach, I have at least one listener out there in the crowd. I just got a picture of my daughter here falling asleep in the bed with the game of the week on her phone.
Hopefully we're not that boring.
Dedicated fan there.
Well, Page High School leads Franklin County 24-14. Independence 20, Franklin 10. The Admirals coming alive. Centennial 31, Summit 7. So the Cougars fighting for their playoff life now is they have a shot to do something that they haven't done in a while.
So 4th and short. Raptors open up in an offensive set here. Parsons looking. They're going for it on 4th down.
Oh, my.
Going
oh
long.
My.
And here, Coach, we just said that they haven't hit a long pass all night. And Parsons throws a dart 40 yards downfield and hits number 3 deep. That's going to be Ethan Smith, who gets behind the coverage there. Ravenwood, 4th and 4, gets 40 on the play. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 10-yard line. And we're going to go back to Carter Pace, I would imagine here. Carter Pace takes the handoff, breaks the tackle.
Oh, my.
And just like that, Carter Pace, 4 touchdowns on the night, Coach. Carter Pace has hit Al Bundy status for the night. 4 touchdowns, Polk High.
Keep that Letterman jacket.
So Carter Pace, the young man, having a night. Keep in mind, Carter Pace, Coach, is just a junior. And
yeah, that's right.
all of 5'9", listed as 174 pounds. And, Coach, sometimes these are a little overestimated on what a player's height and weight is. But even so, 5'9", 174. And, Coach, I got to say, 74 of that is heart. 4 touchdowns on the night, all 4 touchdowns for the Raptors as they extend their lead and dash the hopes of a Bruin comeback. 4th quarter, your score is 28-10 on the Battle of the Woods WCTV Game of the Week.
Well, here's the big play right here, the 4th down play. Parsons, I think what he was saying is somebody rushed me because I want to run down the field. And he looked like he was going to have the edge, but then he just tucked it and threw it.
So, Coach, he had his heels on the 40, his 40, threw it off his back foot, and threw it to the 10-yard line. It's a 50-yard throw off the back of his foot.
And probably beat one of the best DBs on the Bruins team in Fontesha right there.
Well, Coach, any DB will tell you it's hard to cover for that long.
Yeah.
I mean, especially when you have a quarterback like Parson where you don't know if he's going to run or if he's going to throw, what he's going to do. And so sometimes your eyes get caught on the quarterback, and that tends to happen. So Manning took the first one back, had a seam for just a moment, but he's taken down at the 28-yard line. Looks like he may have landed on a ball. He's getting up a little slow.
Yeah. Sometimes that'll knock the breath out of you.
Yep. And so with 3:46, the Bruins take over on offense.
From their own 28-yard line.
Nelson going to throw across the middle to – you go back to Manning, who just got a tough tackle on the kickoff. Talk about trusting a receiver. As Manning slowly walks back to the huddle.
So here we go, 2nd and 10. Coach, you never like to predict failure here in a football game, but I think at 18 points, this is going to be somewhat insurmountable for this Brentwood offense.
Well, there's Cochran.
Cochran, the big man, all 6'7" of them, stumbling for about 7 yards. So you're going to have 3rd and 3. But more importantly, Coach, you got precious time dripping off of this clock. And
Listen, I mentioned this. I mean, I'm watching over here to my right as I'm looking at the scoreboard and the time. I see the cheerleaders doing these backflips, and I'm thinking, what are they doing? You remember the good old days where they would have the guys do the push-ups after the score?
Every point scored, they would do one. So
now the cheerleaders are doing the flips.
Well, Coach, if I did 28 flips.
Well, they're doing them one at a time down the line, and I was like, wow, that's impressive. Standing flips.
Nelson rolling out of the pocket. Throws it out and away. So that's going to bring up 4th and about 3.
And yeah, absolutely must. There's no question.
So a turnover on downs here would mean the Raptors would need a first down essentially, and that would be ball game.
Yeah.
And so you know the hard thing is if you do one thing and you do it well, to be forced into do something different at the end of the game, it's very hard to do for these kids. The tempo is different. All the things are different. And so this is just not a place of familiarity for this Brentwood offense. And so Nassar stretches for the first down, and he looks like he's got it based off of the official running in from the other sideline. Looks like it's going to be a first down.
Yeah, they're going to give him the first down.
So that's going to be a first down.
You know, and the funny thing is, if the Bruins had not converted right there, Will Hester and Clint Finch, longtime friends, right? They were on the same coaching staff at Brentwood High together. They know each other very well, and there was no way that, you know, Hester's going to try to run the score up. He knows he's got to play Brentwood every year.
Sure.
Brentwood's got to play Ravenwood every year. I mean, there's nothing you gain from that. So let's see if Brentwood can at least finish on a high note right here.
So good-looking pass there from Grant Nelson. Great catch by Manning. That was on a rope, although it looks like it's incomplete, however, not a catch. And, Coach, what I meant by it's hard to do something that you don't do is Brentwood is still huddling up, whereas the Raptors got right on the ball and it was an up-tempo offense. The Bruins are still huddling. And when you huddle, you're burning about 15 seconds off of the clock every time you do that. Now, the clock is stopped right now, but they haven't gotten on the ball yet, and it's just not something they're accustomed to. And so the Raptors did exactly what they needed to do and put Brentwood in a place of unfamiliarity. Nelson throws out to the hash, just bounces short and incomplete to the receiver, number 21.
Yeah, Nelson having a hard time making the simple passes now, right? I mean, he's been under duress a lot of the night with 2 minutes left. So 3rd and 10. Can the Bruins answer? Here comes the pressure. Nelson is going to be sacked by number 14.
All right, so
that's Mason Green.
Clock under 2 minutes.
Yeah, don't.
Bruins down 18, and Coach, you can see from here, people are leaving the stadium. Their cars, the parking lot's emptying out here. Just not much the Bruins could do. You know, in the score, Coach, I don't know is indicative of the game that we saw tonight. It was a very tight game with a few bad bounces for the Bruins. And an otherwise what was a great football game and truly a WCTV game of the week. Nelson showing his arm strength there. Threw that ball about 40 yards. And that's going to be a turnover on downs and what will amount to be 2 kneel downs in a ball game.
Yeah, I would be shocked to see if Coach Hester do anything special on offense, but other than taking a knee. Class move, I'm sure. A minute 18 in a typical battle of the woods, right? It back and forth, smack you in the mouth, back and forth. And it looks like the Raptors going to come out. Don't count these Bruins out for the rest of the season. They, there's a lot of games that have to be played. Nelson's going to get more comfortable with the offense as the season moves on.
And you never know how the playoffs are going to shake out,
That's right.
And so these teams could see each other again potentially. So here you have a handoff to Mr. Touchdown tonight, Carter Pace, who, just like all game, has fought for yards. And so after they reset the game clock here, that's going to bring us down to just under 30 seconds left. So they'll only need to run one more play here. So under a minute now. Raptors are just in let's run the clock. As soon as it gets under 40, they can take a knee. So at any time here, they could run a play, and that would essentially clock it, and the game would be over. So they're in victory formation. Parson takes the snap, takes a knee, and that's ball game, folks. All that's left is the last 25 seconds to run off the clock. And so to recap here, Coach, 4 touchdowns by Carter Pace.
Yeah.
Manning with an electrifying kickoff return at the half to close the gap 14-10,
and basically a shutout by the Raptors defense.
But the Raptors closed the door on any points in the second half for the Bruins and added 14 of their own, and that's going to be our score for the WCTV Game of the Week. Your Ravenwood Raptors 28, your Brentwood Bruins in the Battle of the Woods 10. WCTV Game of the Week. Everyone have a great weekend.